by the way, if you haven't seen my Bitcoin video yet, go back, because today is Valentine's and I wish everybody fabulous Valentine's Day. I'm wearing all the hearts, everything. You can't see me now on Discord, but YouTube can. So guys, lots of love. Today is an interesting day because some people love it, some people hate it, but I think it's kind of sometimes good to be forced to do something, you know. Then you're like, actually, it wasn't so bad, and love, or like, you know, anything positive is going to most likely impact you in a good way. So Secret Network definitely still in a downtrend, didn't break out of it. Very, very slow side action on the weekly. All right, let's just mark a couple of other levels here. And why is this? So we've seen the bottom kind of around here, and look at that, right? So this was August high here. That was used as support, resistance, kind of bounced here, and now it's an important level on the weekly here. Let's get rid of the trend on the weekly, because we can see we're at least above the trend, and I'm going just to mark this as like a half a range, right? And it's working. Interesting how it's working that at that point here, where we have like our little range here with the support, resistance, and again another, like, you know, levels of support and resistance here on the weekly. Putting on my favorite Tino. So up here, what you can see is we have, this has been trading below all, and that's not a surprise really to see, because it's been in that downtrend. It hasn't broken out of that downtrend as far as I know. Obviously, Secret Network it is a blockchain, yeah, and they have they're working with Serenity Shield, and it's to do with security and privacy, which I really think is going to have its place in next narrative into the bull market. I think privacy and security are going to be big, given how everything played out with FTX. Not to mention, obviously, I just still can't wrap my head around why people didn't, why people even in the first place held such insane amount of money on an exchange. Apparently, you know, amazing experienced traders, and they were holding that money there. That's a lot of trust into something, like, we know how it ended. But anyway, that's not what I wanted to talk about here. Real quick, let's kind of go from here, this level. No, that's not telling me anything. If we did it this way, guys, I want to see continuation, because we've seen this high. This is the high, this is the low. Now that's on the weekly chart, guys. I mean, fibs aren't going to be really telling here, because it has to break above clear resistance here at 88 cents. It was Milky who actually asked for it. He's gone now. I would like him to kind of tell us more about this. But in terms of potential, do your homework for sure. You know, looking at simple structure, where you see this is going to be another resistance here, where we'll have to kind of flip around here as well, because you see these candles, these candles, these candles, and that level here, and obviously a little bit higher, where this is going to be an interesting level, where we've had that cluster here, and then this was a retest area and we've lost it here, and that what I want to see actually, sorry, before I start measuring potentials and stuff, the 8 and 21. And this is again something, you know, I would be keeping an eye on. We're below, and I know when you want to get ahead of the game, just remember that, you know, it can go lower. It can go lower. On a weekly, it's not even kind of in between the two EMAs here, those 8 and 21. I like when they cross, because look, when they come together and when they cross bullish like this, it means like, you know, and then it does retest most of the time. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but it gives a lovely and from here on, if you were to kind of come and only buy off that cross, buy the top and sell where RSI basically kind of hit the highs, because I would be combining the two. You're making a fabulous 5x, right? And you're selling up around here. Unless you're super duper greedy, you know, look, it's the fact is that it's just kind of trading below and not great strength. At the minute, RSI, again, flat, 37. It might be a great level to start buying in, but I would be preparing myself for even lower, you know, around 67 cents, 60 cents. It retested it twice, but I'm just kind of wondering as well, guys, obviously with like how the market is going to look from here on, and what way scrt network is going to work it with, as I know they have many partnerships and many people work with them. So they're a strong project, but technically speaking, guys, you're still early if you're buying this, and I'd be cautious in like starting to buy crazy amounts here as well. You can slowly start building your position. It's not a bad spot, but you'd want to kind of start seeing the flip of that at least, and that resistance of 70 cents. It's just something as well I kind of want to make a note of, okay? It's just in general, in terms of trading. I know there are so many people online boasting and saying like, I bought the bottom, I bought, you know, I was telling you this was the time to buy. Look at me making all that money. That's luck, okay? And that's a fool's luck most of the time. Especially those people that shout about it the loudest, because they just want to get followers and they want to chase clout. The person that bought the bottom and has a macro explanation for it and technical analysis to back it up will not be out there and rubbing it in like this. We really want to give ourselves the best chance, okay? But I'm not telling you right now on any chart really, but taking this scrt network into consideration. You buy here, market turns, you're the hero, okay? You bought the bottom, like nearly near the bottom. Or even if it were tests here and you had those buys here and you have your bags filled, market turns, happy days, right? You're the king of the castle, you're winning because you're after buying here, and you've made, it's 10x because it's retesting the $10 mark, and you're retesting all-time highs, and you're the king of the castle. And what are you going to do when we come back down here to retest? That's another 50% from here. And that's not, you know, that's not even crazy, because a lot of coins actually, after making a move in the bull market, come and do that, right? So the point is, we're looking at overall picture here. We're seeing some weakness, we're seeing some potential, but you need to weigh it and say, is this good enough for me? Is the risk to reward ratio good enough? Am I buying here and I'm going to gain more, or I'm going to lose more? It's your choice. It's your call. It's not a bad level to buy, but it's not a level I would be buying loads. I'd rather put a little bit more when it's flipped certain levels, have that conviction that it has the strength, has more volume, has more eyes on it, slowly start building my bags. You know, it's amazing when you catch it and you're making a lot of money, but it can also work against you. It's just balancing the two and not losing the head and being like, oh, I'm ahead of the game, I'm buying here. That's fine. You know, it just depends on your strategy and on how you're going to play it, and whether you're actually good at sticking to your plan. So I think that is all I can say about like I'm not saying secret network is going to go that low. This most likely, and actually just go into daily chart for a second. I don't know about liquidity of this really, and volume and all that stuff. Like very steady here. You know, you look at this. I wonder, can you stake this? Maybe that's the reason why, because there's a lot of locked up liquidity here, and people aren't really trading it. Need to look into this. But if it isn't for trading daily, just to try and buy now, why not? Just be smart about it. So on the daily, yeah, it's going to have a few levels, like I said. Look, but that has to break above that. It's getting weak here. Look, it's a small range. It's not the end of the world, like, you know. Obviously, within couple of weeks, if it retests this lower, you bought the bags, market turns, like I said, happy days.